Hello, my name is Jeremy Young. This is submitted for your approval. I am a historical reenactor, and I would like to show you my James A. Garfield. If you're interested in following up on this, please contact me at 440-227-0990. That number is available for text messages should you choose, or you can email me at jeremy, Jeremy, .young, Y-O-U-N-G, the number 8, .06 at gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Our first speaker this evening is James A. Garfield, the 20th President of the United States.
Thank you. I wish to thank the distinguished gentleman from Ohio, and while I hope that your prayers are answered, I also cannot admit that if tonight's election results do not show me as President of the United States tomorrow, that I will be terribly upset. That said, you will forgive me if I still use notes to make some of these statements. I was not expecting to be here this evening. At home in Longfield, we have been waiting to hear what the results would be, and I swear that my family is much more excited than I am. I'm not sure if I should be offended by that, but I don't think I should be. So, we, on this day, November 2nd, 1880, have a unique situation. For we live in a world wherein men who've lived life similar to mine, men who are self-made, as many of the newspapers will say, are to be admired. Having had the experiences that so many people praise, I see very little that needs to be admired. For we should not praise poverty, least of all when it happens to children. For in the end, there are so few who survive it. And I myself, were it not for Providence, could have been one of those people who disappeared. In my youth, at 14 years old, I did not know what I wanted to be, but I knew I did not want to be at home in Cuyahoga County. So I went where I thought the world began, which was the Ohio Canal. And for 2 years, I set the path of my own ruin with rough men who taught me every manner of vice. Fortunately, few of them did not take. And I remember one evening, as I was alone on the deck of the boat, struggling with a coil of rope, a strong wash put me over the side. And while this had not been the first time this had ever happened, it was the first time that I was alone. It was midnight. No one was awake. And I was being dragged beneath this boat. I could not find heaven from the sea. And were it not for some grace and the slight touch of a rope on my hand, and I had snatched it, I would never have pulled myself up. And that rope should have come off the deck of that ship. It was not secured, but the fortune seemed to be on my side. And I bring this story up not to show you that in any way that I am special, but to show you that we in the United States are in similar situations. We are on this miraculous canal boat moving forward under the power of our own scientific ingenuity. We have bent the world to our will. But what of those who fall off the side? Do we look at them and say, who is your family? Who do you know? How can you help me? Then I might drop this rope. Because, fellow citizens, if that had happened, I would be a dead man today. Do we look at them and say that, in fact, because we have done such great things in the past, we cannot slow down and help you? Goodness sake. For we are so great, look at this mantle upon our shoulders of victory. But that mantle will wear thin if we do not remove it to save our own people. We are at a rare situation now. We have added a nation unto our nation, and we have elevated African and American men together. We've expanded to the west in these wild territories. And I ask you, what will we do? I'll tell you what we must do. We must think before we act, and we must think whether or not our actions will be based on who we are as people or who we know. I ask you, please, think of each other as one great community of Americans. For in our hands is the destiny of our republic, should we keep it. I thank you.